Good morning, grade 9. Welcome to 2021 Computer Literacy. Today we're going to do a little bit of introduction and an exciting little exercise using Microsoft Word. First of all, you might want to know, where does Word come from? Where do we find Word? You click on Start and you scroll down to your W category. It's all in alphabetical order, all these programs. You click on Word, then this will come up over here, and then you choose blank document, and now you've got your first blank document. Right, so in this blank document I want to start writing a program, but I'm going to have a heading in here. So I will say, let's say I want to format it to make it look pretty, so I want to insert word art. Now insert and word art, insert does not have the word art in any of these descriptions. So we go back to the home tab and you'll see there's a little text effects and typography, and this is where we can go and change our text, and I'm going to choose this little blue A here. I click on it and I start typing the water cycle. As you can see, it comes up with effects, but if I want to change the size, I highlight it and go here and change the size. So there is my heading. Let's say I want to center it, so I'll center it like that. And as you can see, there's an underline under cycle, so I want to fix that. We go to Review, Editor. Now this is spelling and grammar. So with Microsoft Office 365 we have Review and Editor. With any other earlier version you'll probably find spelling and grammar under Review, but Review is the place to go. So this is a new version of Office. So grammar, there's a 1 next to grammar. Spelling's all good, there's a green tick. We click on that word grammar and we'll find that there's a suggestion, and if we click on ignore once, then we're fine. We don't have to worry about it. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Right, so I'm going, and as you can see, didn't take, but I'm not going to worry about that now. What I want to do is insert a different diagram, a diagram about the water cycle. So I'm going to use Smart Art. So I'm going to insert and Smart Art, and then I'm going to choose a Smart Art graphic, and the one I will choose is the cycle. So it's a nice round process here. So I'm going to click the first one and click OK. And now we wait for it to come up. So there it is. There's a nice cycle chart thing that we can then go and edit. My computer's a little bit slow. Right, so there we go. Now as you can see on this side we have a little table. It represents, these bullets over here represent each of the little circles in this cycle. So the first one, it's going to be the water cycle. So we don't know where does the water cycle start? Well, there's no start to the water cycle, but because it is a cycle. So condensation, I'm going to type in condensation, which is the water coming down from the clouds. And of course you can't see it very well, so you can highlight it and go to the home tab and choose a different size of text. And as you can see, it's going larger and larger. So I'm going to make my circle larger so I can see the words. Then the next one over here, I just clicked in the circle and this little table comes up. Precipitation. That is, so the clouds are condensing and then they drop water onto the mountains and the land everywhere. And of course we want to change the size of that text too. And I think it was 11 or was it 12? Condensation was 16, so precipitation must also be 16. So I'm changing that to 16. I'll make this circle larger and move it to there. Can you see you can enlarge the circle, and you can also change where it's sitting. Right, the next one. Infiltration. Infiltration means the ground is collecting the water from after precipitation. So infiltration, and I'm going to, oopsie daisy. Right, so this one can go further down here, I think. In fact, this whole thing can be, we can, I might have to change the size of this to a bit smaller. Okay, so anyway, it's a bit of a fiddle, so we have to play around with it a bit. Okay, oh yes, I can just change that. Well, anyway, get the idea. Now, the next one is snow melting. So I'm just call it snow melt or ice melt from the ground into the rivers and the seas. All the water's collecting in the rivers and the seas. And I change that text to snow to 16 also. Then we have evaporation. So my last one, I'm going to call it evaporation. Okay, I might have to change the size of this one a little bit, eh? Okay, so we get the idea of what's happening here. And you can change where these different circles are. It will automatically change a little bit on the screen. Right, now if I want to change the colors of all these circles, I can go to Smart Art Design. So you click on the Smart Art, go to Smart Art Design, change colors, and there you have a range of colors to choose from. I'm going to choose this one because I think it's quite pretty. Right, so there's your water cycle. We can press enter over here to make a line, you know, to have it neat like that. The size of this one needs to be expanded a bit, and I grab the corner so that I can keep it as a circle as much as possible. There's lots of things you can do with this. So here's a diagram of the water cycle, and that was quite easy. Eh? Right, while we're on the topic of water, what about the water that flows around the different ocean continents of the earth? So I'm going to insert what we call a 3D model. Now 3D models are only available in Office 365, this version over here that I showed you, remember? Office 365, where you have you log in online and then you can install from the website. If you've paid, if you've got a registered username and password, and yes, you pay for it. And like all Office programs, Office, as I said, is a bundle of programs. Now Office 365 allows us to use 3D models, which is very exciting indeed. If you don't have Office 365, you won't be able to do this at home, but you will be able to do it at school when we get back. What we're going to do is we're going to insert a 3D model. So we go to 3D models and we wait while we load the 3D model. So it's loading 3D models. Come on, please don't do this to me now. The last time I did this, my Microsoft Word just closed. So we can hope that this is going to work. I just clicked on 3D models. I just clicked on the word there, 3D models. Right, if it's not happening, I can actually show you a 3D model that I've already created, the one that I want to show you. Well, while we're waiting, oh wait, okay, right, I've got my 3D windows. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness it came up eventually. Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to go to animated for education. So there's animated models, 3D, just 3D pictures, but there's animated pictures as well, which is very exciting. So we have lots of 3D pictures here, but the 3D animated pictures are exciting. So there's the Earth, so animated for education. A whole lot of things you can explore there over there and have fun with. So I've clicked on the globe and I've clicked on insert. Now I'm waiting for it to insert a 3D model. And there it is. Now you'll see what happens. You can actually turn this around. If you hold your mouse in that center point and it turns it around, and it's animated to show the currents that are flowing in the seas between the continents, the cold current and the warm current. You can enlarge this by grabbing the bottom right hand corner, and it takes a little while. Can you see it's actually going to enlarge slowly because it's busy animating at the same time. I want to enlarge it quite a lot so we can see it properly. Okay, so there we have it. Now if you take this, you can move the globe around to the different continents to see the currents, warm current and cold current, where they exist in relation to the different continents of the Earth. And that's very exciting. And you can also see the natural habitat of each continent. What we have, for instance, the north of Africa, we have desert, and then we have forest, and then we have, I don't know what they call that, there's mountains and so on. So there we have your Earth, and of course you can go all the way to Antarctica, the South Pole. That's all the expeditions happen, and the North Pole, which is a little bit sparse. And on the other side of the North Pole we have, what is this continent over here? That's the Russian and Asia continent, and there we have North America and South America, and that's quite fun. South America is quite close to the South Pole. Where is Australia? Right over there, also closer to that. Right, so that is your globe. Now I clicked away from it, and on top of it I want to put in another 3D model. Let's hope my computer's not going to close when I do this. I'm going to insert a 3D model. I want a little man to jump around on the Earth, and I will see animated models. That's an interesting one too. There's lots of things you can do with this. I'm going to choose, you can have a bird flying. I think I'll choose this little man, and I'll click on it. There's a tick there, and I click on insert, and I wait. And we hope that it works. As you can see, it takes a while. It all depends on what kind of computer you have. Mine is pretty slow. Right, so if you have a fast computer, lots of RAM, then in a fast processor this wouldn't take so long. Now, as you can see, this man is like, he seems to be dancing, hey? I can have him dancing on the earth, but I can also have him jumping. You choose that by, you go to the 3D model tab over here, the top of your screen, and you can find, he's dancing sideways. Now he's like flying. Now he's dancing backwards. And then he's dancing sideways. I want to find, he's lying down. Okay, my jumping one, where is he? I want the jumping man. I saw a jumping man earlier. All he's doing is dancing, which is boring. No, it's not boring. Let's see what this one does. Definitely not jumping yet, eh? I've left. So basically, you do have the, this is just dancing. If you look over here at scenes on the left hand side, this is a 3D model, scenes, and you'll see that we have scene 1, scene 2, and we have scene 3. There we go, there he's jumping now. Yay, that's what I wanted. Right, so I have him jumping, and I can move this 3D model onto any part of the earth. And when I move the earth around and then stop it at a certain point, can you see he's now jumping at that point? And let's see, let him jump on South Africa. Nearly there, hey? There he is, jumping on South Africa, yay! So that is what you can do. And who thought that Microsoft Word is boring? Well, it's not. I will see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye, and be safe.